Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for our Parent Cafe. Today, we have the pleasure of having Miss Trelawney with us. Miss Trelawney was born and raised in Americus, Georgia. She is 34 years old with a beautiful 10-year-old daughter. She has received her Bachelor's of Science in Health Science, her Master's in Public Health, and she is a certified health education specialist. Trelawney has worked in a variety of patient advocate-centered positions since the tender age of 16. Her passion for healthcare and her community has propelled her career thus far. She's been a patient advocate with Change Healthcare, a community marketing representative with CareSource, and most recently, Trelawney is employed as the Director of Educational Marketing and Outreach with Koyo Education Services since September of 2021. Koyo Education Services caters to the needs of the exceptional child and their family by providing tutoring, IEP advocacy, and consulting services within the entire CSRA region. Trelawney has also funded a nonprofit organization in October of 2021. Nelville Patient Advocacy Group's mission is to provide, empower, and address health equity and social service resources, patient advocacy, and disparities in underdeserved communities. Grab your lunches and get ready to receive a good bit of information from Ms. Trelawney herself.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys so much for that wonderful introduction. And I just want to take the time to thank Ms. Patrice Canty with Augusta Partnerships for Children. I'm really appreciative of this wonderful opportunity to be able to provide valuable information about this wonderful resource that we have to provide here to the CSRA area. As she mentioned, the name of the new resource is called Koyo Education Services, LLC. And we are very excited about this new resource as it is truly needed within the school system. So we're going to go ahead and get right on to it. Okay. Koyo Education Services, LLC. Throughout the remainder of this presentation, I will be talking about the three pillars that Koyo Education Services covers, and that's consulting, advocacy, as well as tutoring services. And again, our mission here at Koyo Education Services is to cater to the needs of the exceptional child and their family. Okay. Let's get into the first pillar of Koyo Education Services, which is our consulting service that we provide. Our education consultants provide free consultations as a means of helping to discover the needs of the child and their family. Here, our education consultants can determine how far along in the special education process that their child actually is. The consultation can also tell us whether the child and their family also need our other services, which are inclusive of the IEP advocacy, as well as our tutoring services. And I would also like to add that these services are covered throughout the entire CSRA region, and they are for all grade levels, K through 12. We can also work with school districts to provide guidance and assistance on specific problems that may arise. I also would like to note that Koyo Education Services believes in the power of collaboration. And so we are definitely looking forward to being able to collaborate with other community-based organizations, as well as school districts that help to service families that really need our services here in this region. Okay. Our next pillar that I would like to address is our advocacy pillar. Here at Koyo Education Services, LLC, we believe in the power of advocacy, and we believe in helping parents to be able to voice any concerns that may arise when it comes to the education of their child. Okay. So, our education consultants are all about helping to empower parents as well as and help them to be able to advocate for their children to ensure that their child's needs are being met and fulfilled. Okay. Our education consultants also help parents understand available services. They will also work with one-on-one with the parents to help them to interpret any test results that they may or may not understand, as well as work through the tedious process of the dealing with the individualized education programs, also known as IEPs. We work with schools, both public and private, as well as homeschool co-ops to help everyone properly plan the individualized education plans, also known as IEPs, as well as the individual service plans, also known as ISPs. Okay. And our last pillar is our tutoring pillar. Okay. So this is the last service that we can provide to children and families here in the CSRA region. Our tutoring services are available for students grades K through 12 who either have an IEP, a 504 plan, or who have been identified as struggling learners. And I just kind of want to also include that right now, with how the pandemic has progressed throughout the past 2 years, sadly to say, a lot of children are falling in the struggling learners section. And so here at Koyo Education Services, we definitely understand the needs and the importance of helping these children to get back on track to excel and as well as and succeed. Okay. Also, a quick fact. These students are ideally at least 2 to 3 grade levels before average. Okay. So again, they have definitely fallen behind. However, our trained and experienced education consultants can definitely help them get back on track to succeed and excel. We're also proud to announce that we do offer virtual options as well. For those parents that may, not feel comfortable having their children maybe meet our education consultants face to face due to the pandemic. However, we also do notice that sometimes there are a lot of barriers that a lot of our families may experience as well. And so virtual may be the better option for that as well. Our main goal is just to ensure that each child and each family is able to have access to this amazing resource. And so we want to eliminate any barriers that could potentially present. Okay. So we're all about flexibility here at Koyo Education Services. Lastly, I would like to note that our diagnostic testing is also provided. And that's just basically to help provide students with target areas where they may be deficient in and areas that they may need and, to help improve upon. Okay. Okay. This is a very extensive list of the target population groups that Koyo Education Services can assist. Of course, this is not, an extensive list but it's a primary list of some of the populations that we can assist. And that includes exceptional students who may have cognitive disabilities, students that may have been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, autism spectrum disorders, behavioral and emotional disorders, physical disabilities, chronic illnesses, traumatic brain injuries, also known as TBI, as well as those exceptional students that may be developmentally delayed. So this is just a quick synopsis of some of our target population groups that we can serve here at Coyo Education Services. Okay. And lastly, just a few bit of miscellaneous tidbits. One thing that we do want to note and make apparent is that we can tailor make any of these services that I've gone through throughout this entire presentation to help provide resources or support based on the needs of the individual, the parent, or the student, the school, district, or program. Okay, so we understand that a lot of the services are going to be based on a case by case basis. And so we do encourage individuals to contact us directly so that our education consultants can further discuss the specifics. Because again, no two situations are alike, but we want to make sure that we are providing the best service to each and every child and family. Lastly, our primary goal here at Coyo Education Services, LLC, is to serve the community and serve the families that truly need our services. Okay. And lastly, I would definitely love to just give a brief shout out to the wonderful and amazing staff here at Coyo Education Services, just so you know a little bit about their background as well. Our co-owners of Coyo Education Services are Corey and Dr. Yolanda Hobbs. They are both certified special education teachers with a combined 25 plus years of experience. And based off of their experiences within the school districts, because they've worked in a couple of them, they have developed a comprehensive education program for all grade levels K through 12. So 25 plus years of experience. They are very much trained. They are experts in their field, and they definitely have the means to be able to serve you and your family. Mr. Corey Hobbs, he has worked extensively with at-risk youth, such as DJJ, Department of Juvenile Justice Services, behavioral health facilities, and in alternative education. Dr. Yolanda Hobbs has specialized in serving autistic, EBD, military families, and counseling and advocacy groups. And last but not least, myself, Trelawney Neville, the Director of Educational Marketing and Outreach. And I have worked in the community health and outreach realm with helping to serve low-income families by providing resources, such as in the health insurance realm with Medicaid, Medicare, disability, as well as the Affordable Care Act. Now, I know a lot of you guys may be wondering, wow, you've heard a lot of great information on today. And we are, again, very pleased and grateful for the opportunity to present this valuable resource to you all. And I know a lot of you may be wondering, how can you get in contact with us? Well, we're glad that you asked. Listed on the screen, we do have our mailing address, which is based here in the Augusta area, P.O. Box 572, Augusta, Georgia, 30903. We also have my direct line as the Director of Educational Marketing and Outreach, 706-810-0261. That's how you guys can get in contact with me, any community-based organizations, school districts within the entire CSRA area. And I also want to mention as well that we can also cover the school districts on the other side of the river. So we're looking to expand into the North Augusta, Aiken areas as well. So any of those areas, and then of course all the way over here on this side of the river as well. Any opportunities for marketing, outreach, community outreach, any type of events, whether they're virtual, in person, any presentation opportunities such as this one, I would really love to be able to come in and present this wonderful information one-on-one with clients, with families, as well as with your staff, and be able to answer questions, because I know right now a lot of us are missing the face-to-face interactions. I know that I surely am, as I'm so used to being out in the field. But whether it needs to be virtual, in person, over the phone, however, I would love to be able to connect with you guys because, again, we're all about the power of collaboration here at Koyo Education Services. We can also be reached at 762-233-6442 or 762-233-6487. If you would rather reach out to us via email, we would love to also connect with you guys that way. We can be reached at koyoservices.educate@gmail.com. And lastly, we have a wonderful website, which is www.koyoeducationservices.com. And that's a website that has a more detailed information about the services that we can provide, including price options. And it's also a place where families and parents or guardians can go to actually book our services. Okay. And lastly, I would also like to know that in addition to being contacted all of these ways, Koyo Education Services is also on all social media platforms. We can be found on Instagram at Koyo Education Services. We also can be found on Facebook at Koyo Services LLC, as well as on LinkedIn platforms at Koyo Services LLC. We would love for you to like, follow, as well as share those platforms as well with individuals. We often get on those platforms on a daily basis just to try to bring about brand awareness, as well as post different educational tips and things of that nature. So please come to our social media pages and engage with us there. Again, thank you guys so much for this amazing opportunity. We're excited to connect with you. And most importantly, we're very excited to serve you and your family.
Thank you so much, Trelawney, for providing us with all of that great and amazing information. This is a service only because I came in contact with you on a bigger meeting that I knew about it in the community. But before that meeting, I did not know that this service was right here in the community for our youth. And so what other ways are y'all using to get the word out about the services that y'all are offering?
That is a great question, Ms. Patrice. So being that we're still fairly new, what I've been doing is I've been reaching out to community-based organizations such as yourself with Augusta Partnerships for Children. I also am very grateful to still have a lot of the same old contacts that I had when I worked in my prior position. So I've kind of just been picking up the phone and, calling different agencies and reaching out to some old colleagues and some old community partners and just letting them know, hey, I'm no longer with that position. However, I am still in the community, working in a different sector and just trying to figure out how we can better collaborate. So that's definitely what we're doing, and just trying to amp up our social media strategies because we know that that's a huge deal right now.
Right.
So, we definitely have been able to partner and start to network with a marketing agency, Carolina Peach Marketing Agency. She's been a great help with us and just trying to start to, get the ball rolling and get our brand out there. And so it's been a very, very exciting time just trying to get out and build. However, the pandemic has put a damper on some of the field work because, with my prior job, I would just get out there and get in people's faces and, hit the field and, go from county to county. But, it's not really many events and things of that nature going on right now. But we're hopeful that those will start to pick back up so that I really can do my old-fashioned grassroots approach.
Right, absolutely, because we know that hitting the pavement and going to actually sit in somebody's face and get in the office and all that kind of stuff, that works a whole lot better than talking virtually, because once they close that computer, shut down that link, they can just forget everything
That's
that
it.
was just said. But when you're in their face, it's more of a connection that
Yes.
you make, and they can really see and feel the passion
Mm-hmm.
that exudes from you about whatever service that you're presenting to them. So
Mm.
I agree. When it's time to start getting back out there and,
Yes.
doing the work, like you said, the grassroots work.
I love it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
And so something that I seen on your first slide, it said
Mhm.
that you get a consultation. So
Yes.
the first consultation, how does that go? What does that look like?
Okay, great question. So the first consultation would be with our education consultants, Dr. Yolanda Hobbs and Mr. Corey Hobbs. So they would schedule just a sit down with the family. I know a lot of the consultations that they've done have been virtual because that's just been most convenient for those families. And so based off of that consultation, they'll go through. They'll also conduct a diagnostic screening to see exactly, where that child is in regards to, reading, math, writing, things of that nature. And then from there, they'll see, okay, this child may need assistance in this, or this child may need assistance with that. And then that also help them to see where they are grade level wise, because as we put in the slides or in the PowerPoint, there are a lot of kids that are, falling behind, especially, with COVID and the schools were closed and the kids were virtual. And so that consultation will just be one-on-one with the parent so that the education consultants can kind of assess where the child is based off of that diagnostic testing. And then from there, they can say, okay, they definitely need tutoring. If they're having some issues with maybe their IEPs, if they need assistance with that as well, or their 504 plans, they can also, say, okay, well, let's schedule some advocacy as well with one-on-one with the parents. So that's basically what the consultation is. And the first consultation is definitely free. And so the parent would just need to go, or the guardian would just need to go to the COYO website, koyoeducationservices.com, to be able to book that.
Okay, well, that's good, and it's good to know the first consultation is free, and it
Yes.
sounds like you get a plethora of information,
Yes.
for this to be a free consultation,
Yes.
to see where the needs of the child is and where you need to go, where they need to go as a family, as a unit. So with that, after that step is made, I know everything is case by case.
Yes.
But on average, before, what can a parent look to start seeing improvements with their child? Like, are y'all meeting once a week, twice a week? And, with that, how long does it usually take? I know, like I said, I know it's case by case, but, sometimes these are the things that parents want to know. Like, well, when can I see something from next progress report card, or is it going to be longer than that? Or, what is that like?
That is a great question. And I would say that, as you stated, it is kind of a case by case basis. It also depends on, with the diagnostic results of that initial diagnostic screening, where that child is. But they can meet once or twice a week, just depending on the case. The parent can meet with our education consultants about that. And if the education consultants see that they may need maybe more increments during the week, they can definitely schedule those. They have no problem doing that, just to ensure that they do start to get them on track. But progress reports are definitely a kind of a good model, I guess, to say, just to kind of start to see the improvements. But yes, it would definitely be based upon just how they're improving. But our education consultants, they would definitely be tracking that progress from definitely, from each session. They would definitely be tracking their progress. So they'll be able to assist them with that as well.
Okay, well, that's good. And I promise this is my final question. I'm asking a lot of questions.
No, you're fine. Look, these are the questions the parents are going to have.
Right, absolutely. And so I know you said we go to the website and we can see price points and things of that nature. But what if a family comes in and they are in need of services, but they are having financial struggles? Are there certain type of like grants that they can apply for? Is some things covered up under like insurance, or what does that look like?
That's a great question, Miss Patrice. And it's funny you say that. We're in the process of trying to find grant funding. So if you guys know of any other sources, please send them our way as we're looking daily for grant sources. We also are hopeful to be able to provide services, free of charge, hopefully in the future. So we have some things coming down the pipeline. So we are working with some people on the state level to try to see, can we definitely help to provide services for those that cannot, usually afford the services. So that's something that we're working on right now. And hopefully we'll be able to come back and give you guys an update in a few months.
Of course, and you will. And it's going to be a great update because grants are gonna come, okay? Grants are because y'all are doing a great service. This is something that's truly needed. Like you said, the exceptional child needs love and needs the community and needs all of this to surround the exceptional child, and their family needs the community to come and surround to make sure our kids are progressing on grade level and just so they can be productive citizens in our community, because we know once we begin to fall back and fall behind in grade levels, that's when a lot of the behavior issues start coming in about. So when we can work together and band together to help them become a whole child inside and out, then we can help propel them for their future and make sure that they're better prepared for what they need to face in this world. So I appreciate y'all for your hard work and services that you are providing. Thank you for putting your contact info in the video. I'm pretty sure once it's out there, your phone and emails is going to be ringing off the hook. Okay,
we are ready. We are ready for it to ring.
Yes, so be prepared, because again, this is very much needed service. It's very needed. So thank you for your effort. Thank you for your selflessness, because it's very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. And thank you for this amazing opportunity and this platform to be able to just, get the information out to those that really need it. So we appreciate you guys. You guys have always been one of my greatest partners.
Oh, well, we thank you, and we appreciate you as well. So thank you for that. And so thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for continuously tuning in every month for our lunch chat. And I just hope that you have received some great information, something that if you can't use for yourself, that you can pass along to somebody else. Please pass it along to somebody else, because there's someone out there that needs this information. Okay, and so we thank y'all. Your lunch break is probably about over now, and so go enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you guys so much. Please call us, email us. Thank you.